I can't believe that my phone really accidentally called him. Like, he's never going to believe that I didn't really pick up the phone to call him. That has nothing to do with this video, but I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Shalia Johnson. I am a self-love and self-care for women, now blogger. I'm a writer, and I just entered YouTube world on December 3rd, and I'm doing Vlogmas, and I'm starting off this week all about healing from friendships, and now we're going into how to be a good friend, and then the next 2 days are going to be about how to attract your soul tribe. So if you're really into self-love, self-care, if you're a woman that's making that front and center in your life, please make sure that you like, subscribe, smash that subscribe button, hook a sister up, and definitely leave a comment, because I want to make sure you get these gems. As an older lady, I'm 41, and I know that I have been getting actually women reaching out that are 10, 15 years younger than me, and I thought, you know what, as much as I want to keep talking to women kind of in my age group, I also have to really make sure that younger women are really avoiding a lot of the mistakes that I made when I felt so alone in my own journey and being the best woman that I could be. So, in saying that, let's get started. I thought my camera had died. I'm using my phone. But I want to keep these videos around the 10-minute mark, and so if you checked out my other videos, which I highly recommended you do, I did 3 videos on how to heal from a friendship breakup. So I will link them in the comments. You really want to go check them out. And I wanted to do that because I feel like there's not enough out there, not enough information out there on how do you really get over a friendship breakup. Because for me, as I shared in video 1, is I shared some of my own friendship breakups, and I still cry when I think about a good 2 of them. Even though I've been intentionally healing from those breakups, they have hurt me, especially one of them, more than even my divorce when I was 28, and other romantic relationships that didn't work out. These friendships hurt a lot more, and I'd like to even explore why I think we feel like we personally failed when we lose friendships. But I think that's going to have to be in a whole nother video. So today I just want to dive into, now that you know how to heal from friendship breakups from my other 3 videos, I want to share how can you really be a good friend. And granted, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, if you're watching this, you are someone who was broken up with, that you were the one that tried to really make sure a friendship stayed intact, and for whatever reason, that other person just couldn't show up for you, couldn't be what you needed in that friendship. But I still want you to have some baseline and a foundation for how to be like a really good friend going forward. But I want you to really think of this to kind of proceed, is that if you are an evolving woman, and more likely if you touched on, if you've tapped in and started watching this video, you are an evolving woman. You're a woman that's activated. You're a woman that wants to really step into her best life, to be her best self, to be a goddess, to be a queen, to be a woman that commands respect, a woman that fully, truly loves herself. And this is the thing, I'm going to keep it real. The more you step into your goddess like nature, the more that you become a queen, the less people you are going to have in your life, the less people you are going to relate to. The more that you heal your childhood wounds, the more that you cut out your own toxic traits. I mean, you'll never be perfect, but as long as you're being mindful about your trauma, your abuse, the things that's happened to you that have caused you deep harm and heartbreak, there will be, in many ways, less people in your life that are going to roll with you. And I mean that. Like, you could have a bunch of different connections and acquaintances, but there'll be less people that you really will find to be your soul tribe. And so I'm going to make videos tomorrow and Thursday about how to find your soul tribe. But this is how to be a good friend. Now, if you are finding yourself in this place of activation, you're glowing up, you're healing your childhood wounds, you're healing your toxic traits, know that you have to have boundaries. I spoke on that in video 3. Have boundaries. Know that if you are connecting with people who aren't doing the work, you need to keep your connection to them to a minimal, because this is the thing. It's not fair for you to entertain a friendship with people who aren't doing the work, who have a lot of baggage, who are just going to project their pain and trauma onto you. No matter how much of a goddess you're trying to be, that shit doesn't always rub off onto other people who aren't really committed to the healing, who aren't committed to the work, who aren't trying to activate and be awakened. And it's not fair to you. You don't need to be in friendships with people who aren't trying to activate. So if you see that happening, if you're starting to see a pattern of that happening, really pull back, fall back, pull back, or even just disconnect altogether and understand that it's okay. You, like I said, you're going to lose some people. You're going to lose sometimes everybody, and a lot of people. I've been there where I felt like I lost every good friend I had for years, from 2017 until hell this year. You know, only a couple of people have stayed in my life that are ride or dies for me. And I know that it's in correlation to my own ascension, my own step into being a goddess. So if you notice that happening, fall back, take a step back, because those people will just project their pain and trauma onto you. I also want you to think about when you are having connections with people that you want to really have as a friend, you had to do your part in making sure that you hold space for them. That's really important. I would say on a weekly or monthly basis, touch in with those people. Touch in, especially on your happy friends, that strong friend. We always talk about the strong friend, but we also need to check on the friend that always seems happy and like they've got it together. I feel like I've been that a lot. As a Sagittarius, we tend to be very happy-go-lucky people. We tend to always feel like we've got it all under control. And then I see the glass half full with life. I really do. I'm not a person that likes to just think that life sucks. I've had bad things happen, a lot of them, but I don't overall think that life sucks. And I think that when you're that person, people always think that you're okay, right? So if you have that person in your life, make sure you check on them and all of the friends that you have in life, all the people that you want to maintain, like I said, a close friendship connection to. I would always ask them, hey, are you dealing with any anxiety or depression as of late? Are you hanging on to any anger that you're having a hard time releasing? I would also ask them, what's bringing you joy? What's making you feel good? Hold space for people. A lot of times we don't ask those specific questions that touch on people's emotions. We always like, girl, you okay? You doing okay? You all right, right? And when people say that you good, right, that means they most of the time don't want to hold space for you. They don't really want to have an intimate conversation with you. But you can be the different person. And I think my camera is going to stop. Dang it. Hold on. All right, I'm back, and I want my camera to die out because I'm using my phone. And so anyways, you can be the person that says, you know what, I'm going to hold space for you. If you're not doing okay, it's okay. Like, it's perfectly okay, girl, to not be okay. You can share that with me. And granted, you're not a therapist. You're not a psychiatrist. You're not even a life coach or spiritual counselor, and that's okay. But you need to let people know that they can confide in you, that they can be vulnerable with you, that they can trust you, really. And I think that's the mark of a good friend. If a homegirl says, hey, I need to talk to you about something, don't brush them off. Don't be like, okay, well, I'm really busy right now, I'll get to it. And that honestly happened to me recently. There was someone that I thought was going to be a really good friend of mine, and I said, hey, I really want to talk about some things, some funky energy that was going on. And that took a lot for me to say. It took a lot for me to say, hey, I'm having a problem. And she just brushed it off. Was like, I don't really have time to talk to you. She's like, maybe next month. What the fuck? Like, next month? You know, like, right then and there, I knew this wasn't someone that I was going to have a deep connection with, or the friendship wasn't going to deepen. And I didn't let that, it hurt, but I knew then that, you know, it is what it is. Once again, it goes back to my video 1 about friendship breakups, is that you have to confront what's in front of you. If what's in front of you, this person is showing that they cannot hold space for you, then you have to take that for what it is. So I just want to say that to be a good friend is about being vulnerable. It's about being intimate. It's about being connected. It's about making sure that you know, or that person knows, that you are safe. that they are safe, rather, that you are a safe person to engage with, you're a safe person to confide in, you're a safe person that is going to hear them out, you're going to listen, you're not going to just be like, but, you know, you're not waiting to interrupt them, you're present with them, you are listening to them, you're feeling their energy, and you're connected to them. And I think that when you do that, that starts to create more intimacy and trust the more you do it with friends. So that's kind of what I've got. I hope that that's helpful. I'm trying to keep these videos under 10 minutes. And I'm really thinking about maybe doing a podcast or something where I can go more in depth on all of these topics related to self-love and self-care as a woman, because we're about to enter 2021. A lot of us have activated and wanting to step into our goddess energy in 2020. And so in 2020. So by 2021, it's go time. You know, we want to really reap the rewards of our goddess energy. So I think we might have to do a podcast to go a little deeper about that. But you let me know if you've been struggling. One, let me know if you would love a podcast where I go real deep, keep it real raw, and go into just some great examples of my own personal life as a 41-year-old woman. And I really think that my wisdom can really, really help you ladies. And also let me know, what do you think makes a really good friend in the comments? So thank you so very much for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I love you bunches.